Alright, so in this video, we're going to be talking about multiple views, but not multiple views per se. We're actually going to be talking about how to share data in between the views. Take this settings window as an example. If I were to click this is full screen, we can see that it updates on this one as well. That's because it's instantiated as a singleton. Same thing goes for if I were to add something, we can see that it doesn't only add to this one, but it also adds to a completely different window. In this case, the main window. This right here is super simple. And it's going to be so much fun. So let's get into it. All right, so first things first, we're obviously going to have to create an application. So I'm going to name it sharing data. Might as well choose SDK 8.0. Doesn't really matter which version you choose, it's going to be fine. Same thing for the framework and then create. All right, so once the project is actually up and running, we can go ahead and create a directory, call it MVVM, obviously, and create a couple of more directories. So view, ViewModel, and model. Inside the ViewModel directory, we can create a class, call it main ViewModel. We're not going to do anything with this as of right now, but we might as well create a settings one as well. We'll create a class, settings, ViewModel. This is what we're going to be sharing the data in between. Outside of that directory, we can actually create a new one, a new directory. We'll call this services and another directory called core. Let's start with the core folder. Inside here, we're just going to have a typical relay command like we do in every other video. If you need to take a look at this, feel free to pause right now. The source code will be available on my Patreon in the description. All right, so once that's done, we can go ahead and create a new service. It's going to be a locator actually. So we're going to create a new class, call it ViewModel Locator. So what this is going to do is it's going to allow us to fetch the view model that we've registered in the IOC container later down the line. So let's go ahead and create a constructor in which we're going to inject a iService provider. We're going to call it iService provider, just like that. Actually, provider works as well. Let's introduce a read-only field and assign it down here. We're then going to have a function that's going to return the main view model and another one that returns the settings view model. So we're going to do public main view model, just like that. Call it main view model. And we're going to return provider get. It's actually going to be get required service of type main view model. There we go. The reason why we can't see it is because we haven't installed the NuGet package. We want the Microsoft extensions dependency injection one. So let's go ahead and add that through NuGet. It's going to be this one, Microsoft extensions dependency injection. I'm going to choose the latest version and install it just like that. Once installed, we can actually go ahead and just import the namespace. Same thing goes for the settings view model. We're going to change the type right there. And we're also going to change this to settings view model. There we go. And that's the entire class. Now, let's go into the app.saml.cs and start registering some stuff. We're going to create a constructor, obviously. We're also going to create a private read-only iService collection. We're going to call it services equals new service collection. Then inside app, we can go ahead and start registering things. We can do services, add singleton, and of type main view model, and then one for settings view model as well. Just like that. We're also going to go ahead and register the view model locator that we just created. So we'll do services, add singleton, view model, there we go, view model locator. There we go. Now we're going to create a window mapper inside services. It's going to be a class window mapper. And this is going to be responsible for actually mapping the view model to the window. Let's create a private read-only dictionary, which takes two types, type and then type, super generic. We'll call it underscore mappings equals new. There we go. And we can actually do it like this. We're going to have a constructor, but we're also going to have two functions. We're going to have a public void register mapping. It's going to take two types. Well, it's going to take two types, T view model and T window. Where T view model is of type view model base, we're going to have a base view model as well. But also where T window is of type window, as in curly braces. And let's go ahead and create the view model base. We'll do that inside our MVVM folder and then view model, create a new class. We'll call it view model base. We'll leave it be for now. We just need it so this won't throw a fit. There we go. So this function is actually going to be responsible for setting everything. So we're going to do mappings, call upon the aforementioned dictionary that we created. And we're going to do type of whatever T view model we pass in. and it's going to be equals to type of window. There we go. Super simple. Now we also need a function which grabs whichever window we're trying to get based upon the view model. Also, just a quick fix here. I typed window instead of T window. There we go. So let's go ahead and do a public type get window type for view model. And this just takes a type, which is going to be the view model type. Has some curly braces, and we'll do mappings. Mappings. Try get value view model type out var window type. There we go. And you would do some error checking here to see if this managed to get a value or not. But we just want to return the window type, which I so horribly misspelled. There we go. We can actually refactor this window type. There we go. And that's it for this one. All right, so let's just go ahead and register everything now. Do register mapping, main view model, which obviously maps to the main window. And we'll also do one for settings view model. We don't have a settings window as of right now, but we'll create one. Inside the view directory, we can create a new window. If I can spell, there we go, window. And we'll call this settings window. Super simple. Let's go ahead and import that real quick. It's still complaining about these two, however. That's because we're not actually inheriting from view model base. There we go. See, that one's fine now. We'll head into this one and we'll do the same thing. View model base. Perfect. And now we just register it as a singleton. We'll do window mapper. And now we just need to register two more things. We're going to need a window manager, as well as, an add item service, so we can actually display data being sent back and forth. And we also need a add item service, so we can actually add data, so we can, share data in between the view models. And we also need a add item service because we're going to be able to add data and, share that data between view models. So inside services, we'll do a new class. And we'll call it window manager. We'll add an interface right above it just real quick. So we'll do public interface and we'll call it window manager. We'll add two functions. We only need one, but we'll add both of them just because I want to showcase how to actually close the window as well. The void show window. Window. This takes a view model base. I'll call it view model. We also want a void close window. It's going to be much more simple than the previous one. There we go. It's not going to take any parameters. Now we want to inherit from window manager, implement the interface, and there we go. We're also going to add a constructor, and this is going to take a window mapper. We'll call it window mapper. We'll instantiate a read-only field, make sure that it assigns it. And then when we actually want to go ahead and show a window, so let's say we click a button or whatever, this is the logic that's going to handle that. So we'll do var window type equals window mapper, get window type for a view model, which we implemented just a few seconds ago. This takes a view model, which we pass in right here. So we'll do view model dot get type. Then we want to check if the window type that we just got is null or not, because remember this thing, it might, return null. Also, you want to make sure that you spell things correctly. So window type. I think I'm the only one who has this issue. Window type. Really? Window type. There we go. Right. So if window type is not equal to null, we want to create a new instance of it. So we'll do window equals activator, create instance. We'll do window type as window. I can't spell window. There we go. And we'll import that real quick. And yeah, it looks good. Now we might as well set the data context right here. So window.data context, and the data context is always the view model. So the view equals view model. There we go. And then we just do window show, and that's it. All right, so that's it for showing the window. We also want to set the event handler for whenever we close the window. So we'll do window.closed plus equals, and we just pass that in right there, as well as the actual function that's going to invoke, which is close window, just like that. That way, whenever we close the window, we can do, I don't know, message box, show, woohoo, yes, all right. Now, just like with any other thing that we've done so far, we want to register this as a singleton. This time we'll do window manager followed by the actual implementation, which is the window manager window manager. There we go. All right, so we're pretty much done with the entire pipeline for setting everything up. All right, so after we've registered the window manager and its implementation, we're going to go ahead and create the service provider. So we might as well do, let's see, private read only iService provider. We'll call it underscore service provider. That'll be fine. And then we'll instantiate it by doing service provider equals services build service provider. Perfect. Now for the final thing inside here, we want to override the on startup. So we'll do override members. We'll get the on startup, implement that real quick. And what you want to do before doing this is actually head into app.saml, remove the startup URI. There we go. If you were to try to run this application now, nothing would show, but you wouldn't get any errors. So what we want to do here is we actually want to get the, we want to do service provider, get required service, and we want to get the window manager, and want to instantiate a variable here. Let's do var window, sure. And then we'll do window manager, show window, and the window that we want to show is actually the main view model. And the window that we'll do window manager, show window, and the window that we want to show is based upon the main view model. So a way we can get that is by doing service provider, get required service, and main view model. There we go. And if we were to run this now, it should run without any issues. And there we go. If we close it, woohoo, hey. All right, so let's go ahead and finish off some UI stuff, and then we're done. I'm going to take this main window and move it over to view. There we go. Let's head into the main window, and let's just make sure that I'll be able to see it. We're going to have a list view in here. We're going to set the item source to binding, and we're going to have our service and a collection inside the service. So we're going to actually, we'll create the service right now. It's going to be the final service. Class, it's going to be I don't know, let's call it items service. Create an interface for it as well. So we'll do public interface items service. And we're going to have a property. It's going to be observable collection of type string. This is what we're actually going to bind it to later down the line. We're going to call this items. And we're going to have a function which returns nothing. It's called add item. This item service is obviously going to inherit from item service, which I just realized that I've misspelled. Let's go ahead and refactor that. Items service. This add item function is going to take items, and we're going to add. We'll do just say item. Let's also instantiate this so we don't get any exceptions when we try to add something to it. And that's it for this entire service. You can obviously extend this to where it takes a parameter and it adds whatever, but we're going to keep it as simple as possible. Inside app.saml.cs, we want to register this real quick, and it's going to be the last one. items service and implementation, which is items service. Now we can head into main view model, create a constructor, and we can do items service, and instantiate a. Actually, we'll do we'll create a property for it. So we'll do public items service. Oh, sorry, I can't spell there. Items service. And we'll create a property for it. So prop items service. Oh no, items service. There we go. Such as the window manager. Call this window manager. This one can be a private field because we're not going to bind it to it. So we'll ask the ViewModel locator, and we'll call it ViewModel locator. Another private field. Let's also set the items service equals to item service. All right, looking good. We also, since from the main window, we want to be able to open the settings window. Let's create a, let's do a prop relay command. We'll call this open settings command. We'll do settings window command. This right here is going to be open settings window command equals new relay command into this function, and then it goes into true just for simplicity's sake. Just like before, we do window manager, show window, and we'll do, in this case, ViewModel locator, and we'll do settings ViewModel. Heading into the main window, let's create a button real quick. Wrap this all in a stack panel just so it looks a little bit better. There we go. Create a button up here to, width 100, height 25, command. It's going to be binding, and the name was open settings window command. Let's give it some content, say settings, and that should work just fine. All right, final stretch. The only thing we want to do inside the settings view model now is we want to inject through dependency injection the items service. We'll call it items service. We'll create a property for it. So prop items service, call it item service, and instantiate it, of course. item service, make sure it's the correct one, equals item service. We'll also create a command. So we'll do prop relay command, add items, or add item rather. And we want to instantiate that as well. Add item equals new relay command. O goes into the function like that. And then we'll do O true, like that. We might as well rename the add item as well. Add item command. What this function is going to do is going to take the items service and add item. Here you would obviously pass in a parameter, like if you had a property of type string, name, and then bound it to something in the view, you would just type name and pass it in like that, obviously adding the correct signature. Yes. Now we just got to wire this up in the UI. Inside the settings window, we'll create a button. And we'll do content, add item, command, binding. I want to bind it to the, we have the add item command right here. Item command. There we go. Oh, I should probably spell it correctly. There we go. And if I'm not mistaken, that should be the entire application. Let's go ahead and resize this real quick. We'll do width 100, height 25. If we run the application now, if I haven't missed anything, we can do settings, add item. And so we still haven't bound the item source of the list view, which we kind of almost-ish started earlier. Let's check the, where's the main view model? Right there. We're going to do item service or items service. Items, we got to spell it right. Items service dot items. And obviously spell that right as well. Now, my good friends, if we run this application, we can go ahead and add items like that. And we can see that it adds just fine. We can create another window like that. Keep adding items and it works just fine. So if you were to want to add a list view just like this on the other one, let's just go ahead and style this a little bit better. I don't know, 80? Let's do 100, might as well. What you would do is you would set up the exact same thing on the settings window, just like that. And if I'm not mistaken, we have the item service already in the settings view model. We have the item service. Yeah, so it should be just fine. Let's try running this. If we click settings, I don't have a button for adding things. That makes things slightly more difficult. Actually, I do. I'm just covering it up. And let's do stack panel, go. And, we gotta move this one in as well. Whoops. Perfect. Now, if we run this, everything should work accordingly. Add items from here. Yep. And there we go. That's the entire thing. The key notes to take away from this episode is that you should always create a service. Using dependency injection is amazing. This solution is not production ready. It's more so a blueprint or a foundation for you to understand what's actually going on and how you could create multiple views and share data in between those views. Also, remember, if you need a window not to be singleton, you just do add transient. There we go. In case you wanted multiple views with different context, same view model, but a different context, you could do that as well. Anyways, that's it for this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe and like because this really, really helps out the channel. We do have a Discord channel. The link will be in the description as well. If you want to join and get some help, feel free to do so. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.